world yearning for change, there exists a community of visionaries and innovators, united by a common goal: to solve Earth's biggest challenges. From climate action to quality education, we're tackling all 17 Sustainable Development Goals reassembled as 10. We embody sustainability, unity, and empathy. Our character and reliability shine as beacons of hope. As role models for future generations, we're building a world where wisdom and consciousness rise, harmonizing life with nature and all species. Join us. Together, let's create a balanced, sustainable future for all.
Hey, lady.
Hello. How are
Hi,
you?
Layla.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yes, and this week was also for women, so it's a perfect combination here to be with Layla this week.
Yes, but for those who live in the U.S. who had to spring forward, we lost the hour. I'm so sorry for you.
I think the scheduling was good on the LinkedIn side, for me at least, but for you, what we discussed before, it was a glitch. Yeah, crazy. I just realized when Layla told me, "Hey, will you meet 1 hour later?"
Yes, we lost an hour this morning. I was like, I want it back. Give it back.
Oh my God. Yeah, I still don't understand why they cannot schedule this together. I mean, the entire globe.
I don't even understand the premise really of daylight savings time in this time. I think it originally started to have to help with the whole agrarian society and being able to pull in crops and, you know, with schools and companies being able to have time to pulling stuff from the fields. But I'm like, we're not really living that way anymore. So
Exactly. And even more so, it was already debated and discussed, and there is research that this is detrimental to health. And the European Union wanted to abort this. They had a vote, and they didn't manage to vote on this. I don't know why. So we still have it, but it is linked to depression and some heart disease. You know, so
I can believe it. When you lose that hour, your heart breaks. You feel it in your heart.
Exactly. So imagine that, this is a total chit chat between girls during this amazing, important week for women, where we celebrated women around the world. And just imagine me working remotely for over 15 years, and especially for the North American market. So the week we shift, and not this, it was already my hellish week. It happened. So during that week, I need to synchronize and manually update every little meeting I have, because Google doesn't do this automatically, and you need to check it with the other side that, okay, is this the right hour? It's not. It's just like madness.
And maybe, like, for instance, some states change and some states don't, and some countries change and some countries don't. And so how do you know which one? It's very frustrating. So yes, it's a very Hey, Danielle is here.
We are not alone anymore. He loves the energy. It's TLLish. Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know. So yeah, we have a slang inside Tech Leadership Lab. We have the TLLish word. It means that if you do anything to help humanity move further, it's anything about the 17 SDGs, the UN. I mean, just being a good human that designs for the future, that's a TLLish act. And also, if you're funny and quirky and you don't take it everything like so seriously, because even if we need to save humanity and we have audacious goals ahead, sometimes we become too serious. For sure, I do. I am, but we need
and TLLish at the same time.
Yes. So when we are not TLLish, we need to remind ourselves, oh, this is so not TLLish. Get back to the right type of energy. That means positivity, a good outlook for the future and humankind, and just be there for the other. Yeah. So hi, Danielle.
Absolutely. And yes,
Yeah.
so thank you to everyone who's joining us today, because this is kind of impromptu, but we are here. And so if you're here, we're happy to have you. So, Cristina, what do you want to talk about today? I have a question. What caused you to create TLL? Because it's your brainchild, it's your dream. What made you decide that this is the thing that I'm going to do?
Yeah. It was a process because at the beginning, when everything shifted for me in September 13, when basically TLL started on LinkedIn, it was that I said, okay, it's enough to we're just doing smallish stuff because I always prepared for big impact. I mean, we just know if we want to create big impact or smaller impact, or we want to integrate in our surroundings, or that we want to do something specific. For me, it was always global impact. It was just something I prepared for, but I never had the intention to just start it then. You are never prepared for something like this. It's just too much. It's too audacious. It's too big. But because I had a great year last year, I was just like growing with practice, with everything, with even my brand, let's say, and everyone was reaching out for multiple things to do. I said, now since I increased my reach, it would be time to do more. So I had a big chit chat with myself that time. It was just me and me, and I said, when I will be prepared to do something bigger. I don't know. Okay, if not now, when? And if not me, who? That those kind of existential questions that you have. And I said, you know what? I will start next week. It was just like that. And I started on Monday. I said, how? A newsletter and weekly events. Why? Because I'm alone and I need to attract the right type of people who are here for the long haul, who are value-driven individuals, who are here to create a legacy, who are thinking humanity, not just their own little surroundings or their selfish little lives. And it's nothing wrong with that, but some people are here to also think about the future and the future generations. And so, and I need to attract those people because this is not about me. It's about what I want to do in this world, but that is basically something, a common goal for multiple people around the world. And I need to connect with them to unite our powers and just go to this long, audacious journey together to create a better future for us.
Okay.
And this is how I started. And during the first week, I started the attraction process, and people resonated because I decided starting day one that it will be about the way I see things without hiding anything, being transparent, showing the good sides, the bad sides, what works, what doesn't work, how I see leadership today in the world, what are the flaws, and just not hiding back, because otherwise I won't attract the right type of people and support. And here we are now, many months later, having our first summit. And because this is what you started to ask, what do you want us to talk? And now I am obsessed. Everything is about the summit, the AI summit, the climate summit. It's a combination, the humanity summit. That's why we combine the three. It's the intersection of climate, AI, and humanity. We decided as TLL that these are the pillars of solving all the 17 SDGs, starting with climate because it's the most urgent, with the right tool, that is AI. And it wasn't before when the SDGs were formed. And now you can use AI. You cannot not use AI and humanity, because we need to construct for the future, but not losing ourselves on the way, not losing those kind of traits that make us human, that make us belonging, that make us just like being together. We are in this together. Yeah. So
we're gonna circle back to the summit, because of course that is the big huge thing. So we're gonna talk lots about that. But I wanted to ask, what makes a person a good fit for TLL? Because we're here on LinkedIn, where there's lots of people who may hear us. Who are the type of people that should be looking to join TLL so that they can help us move this mission forward?
Hi there, Carlos. Yeah. I learned a lot through the process. It was a tough journey. It is a tough journey. And I believe some aspects were not clear enough at the beginning when I started, because, okay, it is about long-term thinking. It is about legacy mission-driven individuals. It is about people who are empaths, deep empaths about us, because otherwise you are not connected enough to a long-term mission. But you also need to have that kind of hunger and grit and be, how to say this? Because maybe just explaining how I see it, because this was one of the debates we also had inside TLL, and sometimes it was not clear enough, and maybe it created friction. So I am connected to the future. I live from the future to the present. Constantly when I decide to do something, or what I saw for TLL and where we are going, it is led from the future in mind. I mean, I can see where TLL is heading, and that's huge, amazing, and awesome. But right now, it's a huge disconnect between the vision and where we are. But I still have that kind in my mind. And so many people who are joining or getting into TLL at the beginning, they don't see this. And they think, oh, it's a nice vision, it's amazing. But then we also have to work to get there. And so that work and the work ethic and the way I structured this can disalign with many individuals, because we are now without resources. Everything is a conviction-based movement. It is a community movement. It is a mission-oriented movement. And people are taking their time from other things to do this. The way I see it is that it is the most important thing, because, okay, I just give up and I go back to my practice. I will earn a lot of money. I will solve my current issues, but then my daughter will have a problem in the future. I don't know. I have no control. I'm not linked to what will happen then. And I don't like that, because I don't like the speed that things were done during the last time. And even if there is a consensus, more or less agreement, there are things that are not done properly. And who am I to say that? I'm a human, but that counts, because everything starts with one human and then a group of humans. And that's why we have that amazing quote that is the TLL first and foremost quote from Margaret Mead, an amazing anthropologist, woman. Happy Women's Day and Happy Women's Week, who said that never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. In fact, this was the only thing that I ever had. With this in mind, I went through all of the crazy things that I said, okay, who you are to do these things, who you are to connect with the individuals. And I am audacious, and I trust in this mission, and I go in front of presidents and people for the biggest organizations, or I connect with leaders around the world without feeling in minority or without feeling under them, because my intentions are the right intentions and are very important. And so this is the attitude that I want to have inside TLL, all of the members, because we are here, we are doing sacrifices. So getting back, I could do other things that would be fine and just cheer up. And what happens tomorrow with the kids' future, I give a damn about. I cannot. I'm very connected, and it's not just vision, but it's emotion. So I'm emotional because every time, as an empath, but every time when I see that people argue with me around things that also includes them and their kids and their future. So for that reason, you need to be tough, and you need to be a hustler, and you need to be very well mentally and emotionally trained and prepared. Otherwise, you cannot take this journey. And this is something that I escaped at the beginning. And this is something that will be very, very clear when I will filter, especially people who will join TLL and will want to do more inside TLL, because it's not for everyone. And I understand that the way I can hustle things and they can do things is just like multiple things, speed and action and requirements. And it could be too much for many people. So this is a learning curve. But the first thing is that you have to truly desire good for humanity. Otherwise, you cannot come on this journey.
Well, I feel a lot of people can say that they truly want good for humanity, right? So there's several million people at least, maybe even a couple of billion people who can say they genuinely want good for humanity, right? So if they can't make that kind of commitment, because you're making a very strong commitment to this, right? But if they can't make that same level of commitment, how can they still help you, TLL, get to where you want to go? How do we want the average person on LinkedIn hearing our voice right now? How do we want them to be able to help participate? Can they share information? Can they post stuff? Can they comment? Can they help? Can they subscribe? Can they donate? What are the other things that average people can do who are hearing us right now, right, on this very nice March weekend? How can they help TLL move forward in ways that can be positive? How can they support you, even if they're not the person in the background helping you to undergird the organization as a whole, but they still can provide support as members, as followers, as community, as guests? How can they help?
This is a great question, because many times we underestimate the impact we can have with consistency. And that is a crucial word. If you help once, yeah, it makes a dent, but it's just too low level. But if you can be consistent for a year, that will count a lot. And so people, if they want to help TLL, they can do consistently limited or more amplified actions around everything we are doing online. Because this is a global movement, an action-oriented think tank that wants to tackle and help solve all the SDGs sooner. But for that reason, we are thinking globally. No matter where you are in this globe, no matter your title, your gender, your age, your ethnicity, we are in this together. This is something we need to solve together. That's why everything is remotely done, virtually done. And if you support everything we have virtually from our LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn posts, website, articles, you promote them inside your circle. You're writing about us, you're tagging us, you're putting TLL at the front of the attention inside your network. And you do this on a consistent basis, once a week, once a month, twice a week, every day, once, 1 minute a day, 1 minute, 2 days, for 3 days, anything. You just put this into your agenda, and you stick next to us for the long haul, because this is not a mission that can be solved in 1 week, or we can just go burned out in a couple of months. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so we have a question here from Danielle. He says, what do you suggest to move from I believe to I'm building a sustainable future for my family, my community, and or my community? So Danielle, are you asking, how do we suggest that you move people into building a more sustainable future? Is that what your question is? Cristina, what do you think the answer to that question is?
maybe he's asking about the different type of impact and how you can create make your community to move. There are different actions from bottom to top to bottom. We are top to bottom, but we have many members and many people who are bottom to top, and so that's very, very important. And we want to connect. Yes, he says, we want to connect all the players in this spectrum, because if we have enough people around the globe that say, yeah, the climate issue is real first, yeah, we need to do something about this, and they create the pressure about the policymakers, we can shift things rapidly. It's all about the general public. It's all about you here.
Okay.
And the numbers. If we are enough, we can move the needle. Inside your community, people just need to know the truth, to be informed well, and you to take as a role model how you act, what are you doing, and what are the important things for you. And these things matter.
Okay, so here's the next question, because we're only going to be on here for 20 minutes today. So now that we are in the last few minutes, tell me everything that I need to know about why it's important to participate in our summit from March 19th through the 21st. What are they going to learn?
It's an amazingly built summit, everything with a specific criteria and a strategy and an end goal in mind. We are going through different layers. Okay, what is important, urgent, and real today to be tackled in climate? How we can do that, the importance of climate adaptation resilience, because we didn't put enough emphasis on this, then seeing the impactful part of the AI to solve the climate, and then all the other SDGs, the importance of humanized tech and how we can include tech in our lives from now on in a way that it's not something that disturbs us or creates trauma, but something that can bring us to a better future, closer. And then we will finalize with a consensus document. And that is our first product, where we want, in a very simple form, to put everything we learned through the summit from experts and everyone who joins. What are the steps to be done in a very simple form? How to do that, when, what would be the action steps with deadlines, and then put that consensus document in front of as many policy and decision makers around the world and create the pressure. Okay, it's enough of talking. This is what you need to do, and do it because it's for all of us. And so, yeah, this is why you want to be here, because your voice matters, because you can contribute during the summit, because afterwards you can help us spread the consensus document and make those leaders act on it for the good sake for all of us.
Okay. Now, Carlos asks, what sites or resources does TLL recommend that we look into? And I can say first, please check out our YouTube channel, because we have, in addition to videos from TLL, we also have some videos of other people that we want to highlight and uplift, people who you should know about, people who are doing things that are important that you should know about. We will also highlight on our channel as well. We also have our LinkedIn channel, our LinkedIn page, which has different posts, different articles, etc., talking about what TLL does and how we do it and what you should be thinking about. Are there any other sites that people should look at? Oh, asknature.org. We learned about asknature.org from Andrew last week or the week before. It was fascinating. You can just go and deep dive into that site to learn about how we can utilize tools from nature to move our ideas and our thought processes and our technology forward, mimicking and making use of the techniques of the expert, nature, who has been doing this for billions and billions of years. Who knows how to solve all of these problems and how to deal with all of these things, or has figured at least the vast majority of it out. So there's that. Cristina, what are your suggestions?
And I just created a ChatGPT agent for Tech Leadership Lab. It's not public yet. We are testing it, but it will roll out during the next days. And you can ask any kind of things from Tech Leadership Lab. And we'll populate it also with amazing resources moving further, and as we have the potential to do that. But before we close this, I would just want to ask you, Layla, what excites you the most about the summit, maybe, or Tech Leadership Lab, and the potential of our mission?
Lots of things, because number one, as a member of TLL, we encounter a wide variety of people who are in this space. Right now, because we're focused on climate for this particular summit, we've been talking to a lot of people in the climate space, and it is fascinating. I mean, we are learning stuff every day, interesting things that you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that was available, that was going on. People are doing that. Like, so just from that point alone, because I'm a person who really, really relishes knowledge and learning things. I'm always learning. I am a polymath, to use Cristina's word. I love to learn new things, and being able to talk to interesting people doing interesting things in this space is like the highlight of my day in many respects. But in our summit particularly, we're going to be looking at climate, AI, and humanity from multiple perspectives. Coming at it from multiple perspectives gives you the ability to see where you as an individual can fit in, where you as an individual can find the sweet spot that resonates with you. Because maybe fusion isn't your thing, but it's Carlos's thing. Maybe safety and community isn't your thing, but it's Driss's thing or someone else's thing. You see what I'm saying? So utilizing the multiple avenues that we're presenting to find your way in to move this situation forward, to move this subject forward, is going to be so beneficial because we're going to give you so many different avenues and new ways to look at it. That's my thought.
And what is your wish for humanity?
Well, first of all, humanity is a beautiful thing, right? I personally believe like we are all notes of music. And yes, the music would be okay if it didn't have that A sharp or F minor or whatever, right? Yes, it might still be good, but would it be as good? All of us together hitting all of our unique points is what makes the world fantastic. Like we can literally, when you have music that is so beautiful, so incredible, that just raises the chills bumps on your arm and makes you cry or makes you feel something incredible, that is what we are as humanity when we work together. That is who we are and who we can be if we work together. So I want us to all bring that specific unique point, specific unique part to the table so that we can all create the most beautiful music we could together.
Wonderful. And we can wrap this up. Would you want to do that for me?
Well, thank you for joining us. We were just doing a quick test today.
Yes.
That's
yes.
right there. And I think the test was pretty successful. You tell us if you think so. But you have a fantastic day, Cristina. Again, happy Women's Day. Happy Women's History Month. Happy Mother's Day in Romania. I know that was just the other day, but still, you might as well, you can still use it.
Of course, this week is very important and in many countries in Europe. So happy Mother's Day and happy Mother's Week. And let's have an awesome next week, everyone, where the spring is coming. Yeah.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.